work that I wasn't going to get paid a lot of money so that we could all get back into school. And your mother wanted your Auntie LaDonna to go to school, the first grade, for the first time. But I needed money to be a senior. I was a senior at Oakwood, and I wanted to graduate, and I didn't have any money for school. That morning that I was supposed to go over to school because school was going to start, we had a worship. And the key text for that worship was Jeremiah 33:3, call unto me, and I will answer thee and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. I went to school. I wasn't going to tell anybody what my problem was. I told Jesus, and I called unto him. And I told him, I'm claiming this promise because I need to get into school. I went over to Blake Center, and I stood there in line at the student aid for the whole half morning. And at noon, Grammy came bringing Auntie Dee, Uncle Phil, and your mommy. And she said, honey, we just walked across the campus. Do you want me to get you any lunch? The children are hungry. I said, no, honey, I don't want any lunch. I couldn't tell her that I wasn't hungry because I was praying that God would save me and put me back in school. I needed some money, and I didn't know what to do. 1 o'clock came. They called us back into the building. And as I stood there in line, it was less than 30 minutes when the student aid man came by and looked over the wall and said, Willis, what are you doing here in line? I said, listen, I need to talk to you because I need some help getting back in school. He said, I think I saw 2 checks in here for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on in. And I went in, and they pulled my file, and there were 2 checks in that file that I signed so that I could get clearance and get back in school for my final year at Oakwood. Not only that, but Grammy was pregnant with Auntie Heather. And the job that they had for me wasn't paying a lot of money. Can you believe that, Samuel? It wasn't paying a lot of money. And I was working security on the campus. And I was the head guy. I had to leave that. And I was asking God for a job. Do you know what? A job opened for the city of Huntsville at Calvary Hill Neighborhood Center with a uniform and everything. And it was a 40-hour-a-week job. 40 hours, a full-time job. So I would leave school at noon, go over, and I would work from 2 or 3, until they closed in the evening. And then I was hired to be an assistant dean of men.
Oh, wow. So
I would go over and clock in at 11 p.m. and go home. And come back and clock out in the morning. And go on to school. And God paid my way so that not only could I be in school, but also we could pay for your Auntie Heather being born.
Wow.
And because of that job, it got me the job at Andrews University as a graduate assistant dean and health club supervisor. So when something happens over here, it has an effect over here, and God did it all.
That's amazing.
That's a miracle.
Is that where you met Sibley? Was at the Calvary Hill?
Yes, Calvary Hill Neighborhood Center.
That's so wonderful.
I tell you, man, I had a wonderful time. We started Bible studies there. We had a wonderful experience. We set it up for Elder Ward to come back there and do a meeting, baptize over 300 people.